Hey, this is Jessica from GoodEnoughandStuff.com. Let's make a chocolate chess pie. The pie filling is my recipe, but the crust recipe I got from my friend Caitlin like over 10 years ago. This is us when we were in choir in college. To start the pie crust, you need 2.5 cups of flour and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Mix that together, then cut in 1 cup of shortening using a pastry cutter. This pie crust is great for all kinds of pies. Cherry pie, apple pie, pumpkin pie, lemon meringue, whatever you like, you can use this pie crust for it. In a different bowl, mix together 5 tablespoons of milk and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. This thickens and curdles the milk, which imitates buttermilk. Add this to the flour mixture and then stir with a spoon just until it looks like it's all pretty evenly distributed. It's going to be pretty dry still. Use your hands to start forming a ball, just kind of scooping all the dry stuff in and just squishing it together. Stop when it mostly sticks together, and it should be a pretty shaggy dough ball. You don't want to overwork the dough because then it won't be flaky and it might be kind of gummy in texture. Split it in half and now you have dough for like the bottom and the top of a pie like cherry pie or apple pie. Or you can have 2 bottoms for like a pumpkin pie or like this chess pie that we're doing. Wrap 1 ball up and stick it in the fridge. We only need 1 for this recipe. If the dough still seems a little bit dry to you, you can wrap both of them up and stick them in the fridge for like an hour, and that'll let the flour kind of hydrate a little bit more. Chilling the dough in the fridge can also make it a little bit easier to work with, so if you have a little bit extra time, you can just put that in the fridge and then work on the filling and then come back to it. Roll the dough out on a floured surface until it's a little bit larger than the pan you're going to be using. This was actually the right size, but for some reason I thought it was a little bit small, so I rolled it a little bit bigger and it was too big. Place the rolling pin on one end of the dough and then roll it onto the rolling pin. It's okay if it rips or you get holes in it, you're just trying to get the majority of the dough onto the pan. Roll the dough back out onto the pan and then use extra bits around the edges to fill any holes or gaps or thin spots. Try and get the edge to be an even thickness as well. I know I've done that zigzag pretty edge before, but for the life of me, I could not figure it out this time. And I had very limited time to make this pie. Instead, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way and use a fork. Poke a bunch of holes in the bottom so that it doesn't dome at all when it's baking. To make the filling, mix 1/2 cup of melted butter and 1.5 cups of sugar. Add a 1/3 cup of evaporated milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 4 eggs. You can also add the 1 tablespoon of vinegar right here, but I forgot to do it, so I did it later. Here's the vinegar. Mix until it's a little bit lighter in color and everything's really incorporated. Next, add in 1 tablespoon of cornmeal and 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Mix that together and then pour into your prepared pie crust. Bake at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes, then reduce the heat to 325 and bake for another 45 minutes. When you take it out of the oven, the top will be kind of domed and puffy and it'll be kind of jiggly still. If you let it sit until it's completely cool, then it'll be flat again, it'll set up really well, and you'll be able to take nice slices out of it. If you look close at this slice, you can see that there's a custard layer that formed just above the pie crust. I'm not sure why it does that. It does that sometimes. It's really delicious like that, and from what I can tell, other people actually try to make it happen and aren't always successful. If you know why that happens, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching my video. Like and subscribe, and head on over to my blog, goodenoughandstuff.com, and you'll find a printable recipe and more instructions and pictures and all kinds of good stuff. See you next time. Bye!